Mittenwaldbahn coming soon. A retro setting, a classic locomotive and cross-border travel. Mittenwaldbahn is coming soon from the TSG team, releasing on February 11th. Mittenwaldbahn, Ensprach Garmisch-Partenkirchen. We revealed Mittenwaldbahn during Week 2 of 2024 season of reveals showcasing a selection of screenshots and confirming the locomotives and rolling stock included. We followed this with more screenshots in the January roadmap. The RAL, set in 1989 and developed by TridentZ Germany TSG, features cross-border running between Austria and Germany and introduces the classic crocodile-style locomotive to TridentZ world. About TSG. TridentZ Germany TSG has been creating content for both Train Simulator Classic and Train Sim World since 2011, both as a contractor and as a partner program developer. Previous Train Sim World releases include the G6 shunting locomotive and the fan-favorite Mittenwaldbahn route add-on, as well as Train Sim World's first expert-level locomotive, DBBR 101, and the first German mainline diesel locomotive with the DBBR 280. The RAL. The might of machinery makes a mole out of a mountain. Step back into 1989 and embark on a daring climb, featuring steep gradients, stunning scenery, and the iconic crocodile. Head off on a nostalgic adventure between Germany and Austria. Also known as the Karwendelbahn, the Mittenwaldbahn traverses the Alps between Bavaria, Germany, and Tyrol, Austria. Talks of the mountain railway went back as far as the 1880s, although no trains would turn a wheel over the pass until 1912. The line was planned to be electrified from the start, to make tackling the route much easier. Even with electric traction, traversing a mountain range is no small feat for a standard gauge railway. The Mittenwaldbahn features many tunnels and iconic bridges, with incredible rolling gradients as steep as 3.8%. Such lines offer challenge, but also scenic wonder, taking the sights of the peaks and valleys, with the rails rising as high as 1.1 km above sea level and seafoam providing the summit of the route. Along the route lie principal stations at Ensprach, Mittenwald, and Garmisch-Partenkirchen, punctuated by impressive infrastructure such as the bridge over the Schlossbuchklamm. The area is known for its ski resorts, and services will vary between those transporting ski tourists and local freight for the towns situated along the route. The trains. Olmot BB 1020 Crocodile. Joining Train Sim World for the first time is the classic European shape of locomotive, often given the term crocodile or crocodile. The term extends to different classes of locomotive in mainly Switzerland, but also Austria, Germany, and others beyond that. The long snouts at either end are reminiscent of those from reptilian nature, with the cad, pantographs, and transformer located in the central section. Many examples of this locomotive style date back to over a century ago. The Olmot BB 1020 Crocodile dates from later, with examples built between 1940 and 1956. As a result, this locomotive offers a vastly different sort of driving experience to that of other European locomotives in Train Sim World. Turning the control wheel results in the taps visibly moving in the machine room as you travel up and down the mountainous route. DBB BR111 in DBB blue and cream livery. Joining the crocodile is the BR111 previously seen in STRIX Salzburg Rosenheim and the separate Train Sim World 5 gameplay pack. In both of those settings, it represented a classic form of traction over more modern locomotives. In Mittenwaldbahn, instead, the 111 offers a more modern experience over the aging Olmot BB1020 and comes in a new livery of DBB blue and cream, making a change from the ubiquitous red paint seen in this part of Europe. For Mittenwaldbahn, the cab and exterior have been worked on to better represent this locomotive as seen in the late 1980s, including a reworked cab layout. The above image shows the reworked older cab for Mittenwaldbahn left and the more modern version seen in Pfälzisch Ludwigsbahn, Mannheim, Kaiserslautern, and Bahnstreik Salzburg Rosenheim right. This locomotive will also feature the safety system inducee, rather than PZB. This safety system was previously seen on the Mittenwaldbahn's BR365. Players that are not familiar with the system will be able to learn more with the routes manual, which will be published around the release. Coaches and wagons. Enwagen Silberlange BN and Aben, IC coaches, East 50, RMMS 663, Tags and Schimmons wagons. Facilitating both passenger and freight services is a selection of rolling stock, with both new additions and reliveries of stock seen in previous route add-ons. Silberlange BN and Aben coaches and DBB brush metal livery are hauled by both locomotives for passenger trains along the route, with notable weathering on the roof. Mixed rakes of IC coaches in both DBB blue and cream, and red and cream liveries offer a more presentable setting for passengers. For freight trains, two new wagons are included in the add-on, the DBB East 50 and DBB RMMS 663, with the latter hosting 4 different types of loads. TAG's 959 and Schimmons 708 wagons are also included, and new DBB liveries. Timetable and gameplay. The timetable will feature services focused primarily on the Olmot BB1020, which has 104 playable services, with the supporting 63 services from the DBB BR111. Both of these locomotives haul trains across the entire route, which is punctuated by single-track running, which create bottlenecks and limit the number of services running at one time. Additional service layers. 2 additional services layers will feature for players that have other add-ons in their collection. These are 1. BR365 from Mittenwaldbahn, operating playable services between Garmisch and Mittenwald, 5 playable services in total. 2. BR103 from Link Rheinstreck, operating AI services at Innsbruck. Players with the recently released Pfälzisch Ludwigsbahn route add-on will also be able to utilize a rail tour layer from Mittenwaldbahn featuring the BR103 from Link Rheinstreck and the IC coaches. Players can also create their own Olmot BB1020 rail tours on other routes with free roam or formation designer. Collectibles. Along the way, there will be plenty of collectibles to find and tasks complete, including putting up stickers, replacing milk bottles, and tidying up luggage racks and ski equipment. Train Sim World 5, Mittenwaldbahn, Innsbruck Garmisch-Partenkirchen route add-on will release on 11th February for Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Games Store, and Steam for Euros 39.99/pound 32.99/$44.99.